Hi, I'm Brendan Marr, incoming chair of our college, the Australian Psychological Society College of Clinical Psychologists. As your new clinical college chair from the conclusion of our recent AGM, I want to firstly give my thanks to Tamara Cabinet, our outgoing college chair, whose contribution over the last 8 years on the National Committee, including the past 2 years as clinical college chair, has been simply fabulous. Tamara's dedication to clinical psychology and her sheer determination to get things done makes it a privilege and a great learning experience to have worked closely with her. It's such an honour to lead our college. With its almost 6,000 members, our college has an esteemed history and is the premier voice for clinical psychology in Australia. We have an active presence in providing high-quality CPD to clinical psychologists and others in the psychology community who can benefit from the knowledge and expertise we have to offer all over Australia. Whilst I'm new to this role, I have spent the last 2 years in the role of Deputy Chair and Chair-elect, and in total I've spent 10 years on the college's National Committee, so I am no stranger to the work of the college, and importantly I'm well aware of the historical context of both our current challenges and our current opportunities as a profession. Our college exists for 2 primary reasons. The first is to provide a home for us clinical psychologists within the APS where we can be supported with timely information and resources, as well as high-quality professional development opportunities with specific relevance to our area of expertise. We will continue to provide you with timely and concise updates on matters relevant to clinical psychology and mental health more broadly in Australia. We will continue to invest in improving our national conferences, which are already, without dispute, truly world-class offerings for clinical psychologists to network, celebrate clinical psychology, and upskill in a broad range of areas encompassing the full scope of practice in which us clinical psychologists work. We will also continue to focus on providing high-quality, affordable webinars relevant to experienced clinical psychologists using the very best presenters from Australia and around the world. I would like to give my thanks to Jason Pratt, our National CPD Coordinator, who over the past 2 years has done an amazing job in taking college webinars from an idea to a valuable member benefit utilised by thousands of our members. We will also continue to develop our journal, Clinical Psychologist, which provides members with an internationally recognised publication, keeping us abreast of Australian and international developments in the field of clinical psychology. We are also investing in our quarterly e-newsletter, The College Paper. We have formulated a strategy to increase the quality of content and expand the readership. There will be more invited articles addressing issues of specific and timely interest to members. The second and equally important role of the APS Clinical College is to advocate for clinical psychology with all relevant stakeholders, to educate and inform them on what clinical psychology has to offer and the important work that clinical psychologists do to benefit the communities in which they serve. I have been actively involved in the advocacy work of the college over the past 10 years, particularly in relation to the Medicare system, and have developed strong working relationships with a broad range of people, both within the APS and externally. I was a representative of the college on the recent APS, MBS, expert committee and advocated strongly for the role of clinical psychologists in our national health system and for the expansion of consumer access to our services. But with advocacy, there is always much more to be done. The National Committee benefits significantly from the information and feedback provided by members. So if you have information that you think would be helpful for me to know or the National Committee to know, please don't hesitate to contact me by phone or by email. Our National Committee consists of 23 wonderful individuals, many of them experienced clinical psychologists who have had decorated careers in private practice, public mental health and academia, who are committed to giving back to their profession. I am pleased to announce that following our AGM elections, there are only a small number of changes to our National Committee. We have a strong, stable committee. Continuity of our National Committee at this time is a good thing, with many projects underway but not yet completed. Dr. Lisa Chandler, who is our former State Chair of South Australia and more recently our National Conference Chair, will be Deputy Chair. I look forward to continuing to work closely with Lisa. Dr. Diane Whiting, who is the former State Chair of New South Wales and more recently our National Secretary and Newsletter Editor, will be Conference Chair. Diane has a wealth of experience across both research and practice and has contributed significantly to the organisation of our national conferences over the last several years. Diane will do a fantastic job in the role, and our Brisbane 2020 conference will be another one not to be missed. And rounding out our executive team will be Dr. Carl Weiner, who will remain in the Treasurer role. I'm also pleased to report that Tamara Cavanagh, our outgoing Chair, will continue with the National Committee in a post-chair role and assist with strategic planning and our marketing initiatives. Yet another example of Tamara's commitment to the college and to our profession. Finally, I would like to ask something of you. The number of members that we have is critical to the strength of our voice when advocating for clinical psychology. We need a united front as a profession at this time more than ever. We must continue to grow the membership of the college, and therefore I ask that you encourage your colleagues to do as you have done and join our college. Members receive many benefits, not least a strong sense of professional identity and sense of belonging to a vibrant community of peers. Whilst clinical psychology in Australia has achieved much over the past 50 years, you know and I know much more needs to be done. Access to our services remains out of reach or restricted for too many of those Australians who need our services the most. Mental health care services can and must be as affordable and accessible in Australia as physical health services. This won't happen without all of us pulling together and standing up to the inequality that currently exists in Australia between physical and mental health care. Imagine being diagnosed with cancer in January and being told that you can access up to 10 chemotherapy sessions this year. Then if you require further chemotherapy sessions, that's okay, because next January you can access up to 10 more sessions. This would not happen in physical health care in Australia, but it can and does happen in mental health. We all know this isn't right. Making access to mental health services right was a big driver for me joining the college, and it's why I've been actively involved with the college ever since. Our college is our vehicle to achieve change, and I encourage you to encourage all of your colleagues to join the college and to join the fight to get mental health services in Australia to where they need to be. Thank you, and I look forward to working with you.